First, for the visiting Eagles of Pioneer Valley Christian Academy. At guard, number 13, Natalie Rader. At guard, number 14, Sophie Andre. At center, number 20, Brianna Porter. At forward, number 15, Nina Andre. At forward, number 11, Emily Jefferson. PBCA is coached by Michael O'Brien. And now, for your Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks. At guard, a 5'6" 8th grade, number 2, Sammy Jenks. At guard, a 5'4" freshman, number 3, Aaron Tuesday. At center, a 5'10" sophomore, number 14, Allie Jenks. At forward, a 5'10" senior, number 10, Mackenzie Sullivan. At forward, a 5'10" senior, number 13, Kate Sullivan. Hopkins coached by Ted Seattle and assisted by Dick Coach. The officials for tonight's game are Steve Trice, Keith Scarlett, and Todd Andrews. Would you please stand for the national anthem? Thank you.
Greetings to all watching across the Media One television networks, whether it's online or on the cable access stations in each of the 2 communities that are gathered here today. It's the opening rounds for the Division IV 2014-2015 high school playoffs. The Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks playing host to the Eagles from the Pioneer Valley Christian Academy of Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm Scott Harris, and I am joined here once again by Erica Hunter, sitting second chair, right back in the old school. Here we go again. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Excited for this game.
Now, interesting, just looking early on as her and I sat down and put our roster script together, the Pioneer Valley Christian Academy dressed 8, I believe, for this. Let me double check that. 2, 4, 6.
7.
I guess they would have hoped 7 for this contest, and the Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks have a full 12 on the bench for this game. So let's take things early on off the jump ball as we clear the Golden Hawk out of the way so we can see the view. Unfortunately, the first 3-pointer goes to the Golden Hawks. We'll check back the tape to find out who it was who netted the opening field goal in the game. Again, 2014-2015 Western Mass Playoffs, Division IV, Hopkins Academy and the Pioneer Valley Christian Academy.
We just had Sammy Jenks with a steal, and she's an 8th grader starting.
You know,
Very
it's nice to see that. That's right, the potential for her to be able to get in early, which is going to help down the road as she gets toward the end of her career, starting as an 8th grader. Continuing to swing the ball on the point in the corner, number 2, that's Sammy Jenks. Number 13 for Hopkins is Kate Sullivan. Kickball out of bounds, reset of the shot clock, and Hopkins Academy keeps possession. As we have moved the big birds a little further down the scene. It's bad enough when you get the obstructive views from the referees, then all of a sudden you get double Golden Hawk mascots. Inside 7 minutes now first quarter. Wide open look in the corner off the back of the iron. Now, the tail of the tape, Erica, why don't you give us the size breakdown? I mean, it kind of is what it is to what meets the eye.
Yeah, Pioneer Valley has one big girl. Like you said, the roster is very small, so it's pretty much all they have. But she's got some height on her. She's pretty thin, though. And then the Hopkins team has some height, especially with the Sullivan twins.
Kate Sullivan for 3.
One of them plays outside, and then it looks like the other plays inside. But they have more height than the Pioneer Valley Christian team.
So it'll be interesting to see, like some of the games that we've covered, when you get this kind of comparison, if speed might be the advantage for the Christian Academy. That outside shot, well recovered the rebound.
It'll be interesting to see as this game goes along how much wind they have, especially with so few players on the team. If they want to keep the speed up, they're going to have some lungs.
Number 11 called for the foul, Emily Jeffson for Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, and that's going to send Allie Jenks to the line. Now, here's the interesting thing as Erica gives you the breakdown. Being a team of 8, the Pioneer Valley Christian Academy went to 12-5 in the regular season. So they're used to having to play, you know, so they may be well trained to having to be on the court longer. Allie Jenks, her free throw rattles around. She'll get 2 shots, shooting 1 now. $6-0 the score, 5:42 on the clock. It'll be very easy to keep an eye on as the camera pans left to right just because of the size of this gymnasium. I was about to say gets away with the travel, but no, the whistle was sounded. Sophia Andre, too many steps. Mackenzie Sullivan now on point. Sammy Jenks running through.
Looks like Pioneer Valley is starting off with a 3-2 defense, playing a little zone. While Hopkins is playing man-to-man, and they are pressing Pioneer Valley pretty hard.
Which turned over there, touching the steal attempt for Mackenzie Sullivan, although hitting the sideline. No change on the shot clock, 19 seconds left for Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, 5 minutes in the first quarter. Tightrope walk-in, all by herself, coming across the lane, nice up and under. Unlucky and too hard off the glass, and we're going the other way. Kate Sullivan on point, outside to the wing. That's Erin Tudrin. Sullivan to Sullivan. Nice little shot there from 8 feet. 8-0. No timeout yet for Pioneer Valley Christian. Four minutes gone, only 1 foul. Nice under, back door. Emily Jeffson. 1 foul, 1 field goal. Allie Jenks going to the line.
It looks like Emily Jeffson will have her 2nd foul very early on in the game.
She's aggressive. That is the 2nd on Jeffson. 2nd team foul. Allie Jenks, 2 shots.
She missed her last 2. I hope she can make these ones.
One for 3. Jenks shooting 1. 2 for 2. So she's finding it. So obviously when you look at the breakdown here, the Eagles come in on the road as underdogs. I mean, there's got to be some sense of pride even within the Division IV contingent to have at least gotten this far and have a chance at what officially makes you a playoff team. But early on, as it rattles home for Kate Sullivan, you can tell that they are a little outmatched.
Yeah, it looks like Pioneer Valley's having a little bit of a hard time with the pressure that Hopkins is putting on, and there they go. They just turn over the ball.
At this point, Hopkins is really just building themselves a cushion. And I guess I can kind of respect that, because let's just say early on we kind of speculate where the outcome is going to go. You want to build that lead so by the time you get into the second half, Coach Siaglo, Fred Siaglo, can then put his reserves in and give them a little bit of feel of what may be needed from them as a reserve later on down the road. Again, this is just the opening game one. If they make it all the way to the finals, be it held in Worcester, somewhere in Central Mass. In fact, Western Mass might get the championships this year. I don't know for sure. I know they tend to change that if they end up in Central Mass, which was the DCU Center last year, that they tend to move to Western Mass the next year. But that being said, one way or the other, it's a 4 or a 5 game process to make it all the way to the championship. So, do what you have to do now. Practice your full court press. Get the score to where it's comfortable. Bring your reserves in. Still plenty of time in this one.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to play the bench players if you can during the tournament time, because it's a whole different vibe. When you go out there, there's a lot more pressure on you, and there's a whole different feel that you have to get used to.
Again, any opportunity to get a feel for what you're going to need down the road, whether it's this season, you got some 8th graders, some 9th graders that are out here on the bench for the Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks, and they're going to want that experience down the road too, even if it's not something that happens until next season. So getting off to a 12-2 start, early on in the first quarter. And just looking at some of the score totals of both of these teams, I would say on average, looking at the 17-game season for the Eagles of Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, I don't know, 38 to 45 points, the average high score. Hopkins, 10 to 15 points more on average per game throughout their regular season. 3-point attempt off the back of the iron. The miss for Emily Jeffson. Up to Sullivan. As her sister goes out to the corner. Wide open off the screen. Nothing but net for Mackenzie Sullivan.
Too many steps.
Yeah, by the time you touch the court for the second foot, you kind of want to put the ball down one time. Substitutions coming across for Hopkins, number 4, Caroline Cristoforo. I like this ringside seat. There's a lot of games that I call, and the press table just doesn't get you this up close and personal with what's happening on the court. But you remember, you being the younger of the announcers, if the action comes too close for comfort, you have to extend your hands and protect me.
All right, will do.
You're not 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 anymore. And you've been taller than I am since you were 13, so that excuse is also off the table. Let me catch up. The foul called on Natalie Rader, number 13 for Pioneer Valley, her first, 3rd on the team. And once again, Allie Jenks at the line, lane violation, so they'll call that free throw away. Now I'm going to assume that this is going to hit the air on the Hadley Cable Access Network before the boys game, which is coming up against, I want to say Hamden, the Hamden Christian School. I'll check that for sure. But as the calendar falls, we are going to be back here to cover both of the first round games, boys and girls, for Hopkins Academy this season. So by the time this airs back on your cable access channel, within a day or so later, you'll also see the first round boys Hopkins Academy matchup to wrap up the 2014-15 season. Erica's on the fence as far as to whether she's going to overcram with some college studies to come out and join me for that game.
No comment.
I mean, come on, it's cold outside. Stay in and, yeah, get a little work done so you can come back here and join me in 48 hours. Ooh, little pivot. Little pivot. Passes it to the taller. And a little fight inside. So that'll be Allie Jenks getting called for the foul. And it'll send Brianna Porter to the line shooting 2 shots. First team foul against the Golden Hawks.
I didn't think she was shooting that. But
Yeah, I know. She was just trying to spin out of a jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They gave her the 2 shots.
Well, no, 50-50. I think that once she got fed the pass, I think she was trying to go up with it. Oh, hey, listen, and please forgive me, having yet to announce that this is a 3-man operation. Sienna Jade Harris in the house, on the camera. She's giving me that look like, you know, the first quarter's just about over. It's about time you kind of turned around and, you know, all the publicity photographers have come by and taken pictures of her up there working on the camera. And we've yet to say hey. So, hey, we're going to give her a mic next game. I think by the time she comes, we'll fit her with a microphone. Especially if it's a Hopkins Academy game, for those moments that if I mispronounce something, she's usually quick to get me back on track. Substitutions in the game for Hopkins. Allie Stevens. Triple team down low. Look at that, forcing the turnover. She stops. Unlucky off the back of the iron. Would have been nice as a momentum builder to wrap up the first quarter, just kind of hitting that off the steal, getting the shot off in time, but unlucky for the Eagles. 8 minutes complete. The Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks 18, and the Eagles from the Pioneer Valley Christian Academy of Springfield, Massachusetts 4. Wiggle, 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 wiggle it. There we go. Hawks trying to find it. So this is when I come to you and ask for the analysis of what the coach, and of course we've got to kind of start with the Eagles trailing by 14 points early on the road, playoffs. I mean, what's he got to say?
I think he's going to be focusing on their offense right now. They're struggling a little bit just to get it down the court, and I think they're going to try to find a way to get some shots off, because they haven't gotten too many shots off yet. Another thing I'd keep an eye on is Allie Jenks on Hopkins. She's getting some fouls. I'm not making any sense.
Well, no, I mean, it's fair. She's got her first foul early, meaning she's definitely getting fouled more than that. On the offensive side, yes,
she's getting fouled.
They can definitely continue to feed her down low because it's hard to defend her. So if you want to take the best your opponent has to offer, get them in foul trouble, yes, keep feeding Jenks down low. I interpreted where you were going with that.
Thank you. I am sick and broken.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that I talk about how cold it is, and it's no secret. Everyone's sitting here dealing with this. And they've stopped calling it global warming, because technically that makes no sense. They now officially call it climate change. You won't hear the term global warming so much anymore, because we here in the East are feeling just a new side of brutal cold that even the Farmer's Almanac didn't talk about. Inside the second quarter now.
One interesting thing that I'm noticing right now is that number 20 on Pioneer Valley, Brianna Porter, is playing at the top of the key on defense, which you expect the little guys to be doing that. I'm not sure why that's happening. But.
Well, let's see what unfolds, because it's good for you to bring light to that. As she gets the ball taken away, both of the Sullivans in on that one. Kate getting the ball away from Porter, and then her sister bringing it up. And early on, Brianna Porter showing a little bit of the frustration. But even defensively, she's out on the top of the key. I'm sure that could be in part because Hopkins has the shooters, and she could be the better defender against the shooters.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. They have both the Sullivan twins who are tall, and they're both shooters, so they might want those long arms of hers to be out there.
Emily Jepson, the field goal, 20-6 Hopkins. Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's one of those things where Coach Siaglo could just be testing the water, because he's really just working the outside game. He's not trying to penetrate into the lane at all. So I don't know if that's part of the normal Hopkins strategy or just something he's doing for this occasion because he can. Allison Cole-Saffron subbing in for the Golden Hawks.
That was Leah Picard.
I'm sorry, number 11?
Number 1.
Oh, I'm sorry, then 2 substitutions, because aside from
okay.
Cole-Saffron, also Leah Picard into the game. Typically they give you one horn. Oh, Life on Sunrise. Typically they give you 1 horn per sub, so they caught me. I heard 1 horn. They brought in 2
Gotcha.
subs. Nice feed to the wing. Nice swing around the outside, a little predictable on the bounce pass. And Porter trying to beat the double defense. She's going to the line. It's just a matter of seeing who gets called for the foul.
For being the center, she can dribble. That's another reason why they might have her up top.
Leah Picard, her first, team second. And you're right, I guess if you have her on the point, the loose bounce, she's the first one up the court in transition. 20-6. Brianna Porter misses the first. Caroline Cristoforo takes a walk over to the sideline, have a chat with the coach.
And none of the starters for Hopkins are in right now, and I think, as we were saying earlier, Coach Siaglo is trying to get the second string in for some play time.
Well, this is good, and again, I'm not the coach, but if he lets these girls run the final 5 minutes and 47 seconds of the first half, I think it's good. And I'll tell you, for them coming in as the second, well, the first line of reserves, they look pretty good. Good on their feet, quick, swing the ball well.
Yeah, they're taking their time, which I always appreciate. They're not rushing things.
Although, here we go, 3 seconds on the clock, not to interrupt. Long shot, got it off in time, but not the rebound. Traveling back to Hopkins. So, yes, you're right about that. Patience, they were taking their time.
And they were just a little too much.
So, a fresh 30. Kicked out of bounds, fresh 30. That did hit rim.
And I would guess that the Sullivan twins are the 2 top scorers for the Hopkins team, and they are seniors. So it's good that these younger players are getting a chance to get some shots off.
That hits rim, reset of the clock. Pioneer Valley, the offensive rebound. From outside, no. Back to Jeffson, looking. She gets a little congested by her own team. Hopkins substitution, number 3, Erin Tudrin. .15 seconds to shoot. Rattles it home. That's a long 2.
Brianna Porter, tall girl, taking outside shots. I always got to give credit to the tall girls.
I hear you. The unsung heroes. Especially when they do some of the outside work. You know, they expect them to do all the hard work down low. But, yeah, when they prove they can work the inside and the outside game, we tip our hats. Sullivan twins, they are about ready to check back in from the scorer's table. Number 15 for PVCA, Nina Andre. Trips, 4 subs now lining up for Hopkins with 4 minutes left.
20-11, so Hopkins hasn't scored in a little bit, and it looks like Pioneer Valley has made a couple of baskets.
And that I do have to admit that while the reserves have been in, they've not hit a field goal. So I guess I can see where coach figures, okay, time to get the first wave back on the floor. Stutter steps into it, centers the pass, off the glass. Little fight out of the scrum. Golden Hawks, nice lead pass, a little too much gas. Steps on the sideline, going the other way. Substitutions back into the game. Sammy Jenks. Of course, we talked about the Sullivan twins. That would be Kate and Mackenzie. And who else did I miss there? Number 14, Allie Jenks. Ooh, nicely done, Aaron Kudrin. 22-11. First field goal in about 5 minutes for Hopkins. Touched. Hit her. Oh, plenty of time. I don't know what she was waiting for. We had the perfect view, like we were looking right over her shoulder. The door was open. The door was closed. On the floor, on the floor. Yeah, that's a good call. Although who they're going to call on it? Number 2. All right, just checking. Because he was looking at number 13. Yeah, Sammy Jenks may have got a little bit of a reach in there. So she'll be called for her first personal, third on the team. Not a lot of fouls in this game. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I admit I'm not seeing them, but the refs aren't calling them either. Ouch. Except for that one. Aaron Tudrin. Oh, no foul call. Okay, my bad. I don't know why. I thought I saw a little extension of the hands.
I saw that too. It was an accident, I guess. I mean, it was an accident. But
right, you're right. High off the glass, no rim, clock, no reset, but it's Hopkins' ball. Ooh, got away with something. Carry. I don't know what it was, but it was something not normal. Okay, so they call it a carry. 2 minutes and 21 seconds before the half. 22-11. Again, the scoreboard, it's nice we don't have to bring in the extra graphics for the score because the clock is like right on the court. Look at that advanced pass off the glass. Brianna Porter. Halftime coming up. I just want to hit the concession stand and get some chocolate chip cookies. There she goes again. That step in, making it look easy. Aaron Tudrin. (24-13), a minute 37. Three-point attempt off the mark. Offensive rebound and a new clock. Anticipated, stolen away. Sammy Jenks inbound from the side.
Now, as I'm looking at the scores for the Pioneer Valley team from previous games, they've scored as few as 17 points in a game. And I can kind of see how that is. Watching them on offense, they really struggle to get any open shots at all.
Speaking of open shots, a three-pointer right there for Mackenzie Sullivan. And you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, you're dressing 7 players. So I think it can be determined early on whether it's going to be a make or break scenario. If you don't have the outside shot, Erica, and you can't penetrate, what are you going to do? Something I'm just noticing for the first time for some of the games that we've covered where a team will come down and attempt their first basket within 10 seconds. Pioneer Valley comes down and it takes them more than 15 seconds to be able to get off the shot, you know, so they're under double pressure. Pressure by the defense and pressure that typically it's under 15 seconds on the shot clock before they attempt one. Takes them a long time to get position.
We had a great play about a minute ago where they broke the press pretty easily and got a layup, so they're going to have to do more of that if they want to catch up at all in this game.
Outside attempt by Mackenzie Sullivan. Nice arc on it, but off the iron. Oh, penetration in the basket for Sammy Jenks. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds left in the first half. At this point, Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, they need the time, the half. The half break is coming just in time for them because they're exhausted. Yes. They don't have the leg muscle to propel the arms to make a 10-foot pass. That's how that last turnover happened. 31-13 at the break. 16 minutes complete. Hopkins Academy, as we go into a 10-minute half, although you're not going to really know that at home. We're going to pretty much go right through the break. We'll be back here in just seconds to kick off the second half. So sorry if we don't give you enough time to go and grab yourself a hot sandwich or a cold drink, because we're coming right back. Keep it set. Media One television coverage, Western Mass Division IV High School Girls Basketball. We're in Hadley, Massachusetts, watching the Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks. So I told you it would just be seconds. Pardon me, I'm tripping over my Sour Patch Kid. It's like one of the top 5 things on the list that announcers should not be chewing on before going on the air. And I'm trying to make a Sour Patch Kid disappear. So second half, we change directions. Each team will be shooting in front of their own basket. Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, as you're watching your screen, shooting to the right. Hopkins Academy shooting to the left. 31-13. Hopkins going on a bit of a run to wrap up the first half after Coach Fred Siaglo decided to put the reserves back on the bench and bring out his starters. After being up 20-4, 20-6, 20-8, they came back in and got to 31-15 at the half.
Brianna Porter just got that layup.
Kick ball and a reset of the clock. See, it's interesting. Erica's sitting here trying to take care of the technical side. She's not ready for the buttons yet. All right, so interesting watching Hopkins. They are probably 25% from the free throw line so far. But I tell you what, we're no stranger to that move. Erin Tudrin making her way inside and another inside layup off the glass. And you take those baskets any way you can get them. Tall girl from the outside off the back of the iron chases down her own rebound. We almost got took out by the Sacs player. All right, where was I? Oh, we almost got took out by the Sacs player. He was going by with his saxophone on his stand, and I see our cord getting stretched down halfway to home court. Oh, almost got the bounce off the iron. Lead pass. Sammy Jenks. Swing around to the other side. Sullivan, Tudrin, Jenks, and Jenks all on the floor. Ooh, bounce pass inside low, then outside. The Eagles just can't get a grip on the ball, Erica. They're trying. Just can't get a grip on the ball. Oh, don't put that Sour Patch Kid in your mouth. Nice bounce pass inside, drawing the foul. And Kate Sullivan will go to the line shooting 2 shots. Pioneer Valley foul on number 15, Nina Andre, her first, team first of the second half.
Kate misses the first but makes the second one. Nice block by Kate.
That's one of the things when you block the ball. It's the difference between rejecting it where it sails out of bounds versus rejecting it in control so your team can use it in transition. That's the quality block shot right there. Trying to thread the needle, and Erin Tudrin is fouled.
Brianna Porter picks up her first foul.
Thank you, Erica. Second team foul. Substitution for Pioneer Valley. Number 12, that is Dominique Jordan. Nice little popper from 8 feet. Kate Sullivan.
She's doing a great job posting up.
I tell you, I just can't believe looking at some of these men walking through this gym that I've known since they were just like coming up through the rec leagues. It's just too funny. Too funny. I mean, still boys in their own right getting through their junior and senior year of high school, but just grown by comparison.
Nice
Allie Jenks.
pass. We have good ball movement by Hopkins.
Second time this season we have been fortunate enough to watch them play. Unlucky Sammy Jenks trying to get under the outstretched arms of the defenders. She'll wedge the ball up between the goal and the backboard. Pioneer Valley foul. I'm sorry, substitution. Nina Andre, number 15, back on the floor. The full press back on for Hopkins. Two-three defensive zone. There she goes again, Erin Tudrin. I mean, at the end of the day, not saying that that's the only move she's got, but if it's the only move and it's successful, she can do that all day. And so far, however, that 2-3 zone defensive is for Pioneer Valley, that offensive move for Tudrin is working all day. Oh, nice backflip. What's that called? Travel? Hopkins substitution, number 21, Lauren Zaraki. Sammy Jenks gets a breather. So I don't remember, was that an on-air or an off-air conversation we had about you sitting in for the Thursday game? I don't remember if we were on air or if we were still in the halftime break.
That was on air.
That was on air, okay.
No. I didn't say I would do it on air. But
Oh.
yeah, I'm gonna do it on air. I'm gonna be here Thursday.
Okay, I just had to clarify
Oh gosh.
that on Thursday.
We'll see if I make any sense on Thursday.
Well, you know, I mean, what day is today? Monday? It's early in the week. Oh, so I'm sorry, it's Tuesday.
So you're over there playing with the technical stuff as I sneeze. Don't want that on the mic.
I had my traditional cookies at halftime. Now I see the fresh baked pretzels coming through. I mean, I can take you out for a bite after the game, maybe some hot soup or something.
Gotta go to sleep. I have class in the morning.
My God. You figure in real time this game will be over by 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Erica's like, all right, let's see. I don't have to break down. We're leaving most of the equipment because we're back here in 48 hours. So, yeah, I guess you'll be home and in bed by 9 p.m.
That's my bedtime these days. What happens when you leave high school and grow up?
Back in the day when it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you have to keep reminding you to turn off the TV and go to bed. Now you're 9 o'clock, what? Yelling out the window, telling the neighbors to quiet down because you want to go to sleep. You're like an old lady.
Yeah, yelling at my roommates. Shut up.
3 minutes and 47 seconds left in the third, 42-15. Still pretty much the primary force on the court for Hopkins. I would like to get another look at those reserves. You know, just put all 5 of them out there again and give them some run.
I'm sure they'll get their time.
I think they will too. You'll see them again, if not a couple of minutes to end the third quarter, maybe the first few minutes to start the fourth. I really don't think it's going to hurt anything for Coach Siaglo to get him out there and give him some run.
Ooh, that looked like a travel.
You know, I'm sure at this point, no consequence to the game. The refs aren't looking to be too strict. Caroline Cristoforo checking into the table, about to sub back in for Hopkins. Ooh, she stepped into that one strong. Now, it's got to be a little frustrating for Brianna Parker for her to sit there and realize, you know, if there are like 3 more of her on this team, you know, I'm sure that from looking at the way she shoots and the way she plays, you know, I think she's kind of the go-to girl. Sitting here now as they come up court, watching her and Emily Jeffson chat. You know, obviously the team pretty much runs through the two of them from what I'm seeing. So when you have to carry all of that, I know it's hard. But it hasn't stopped them from trying. They're definitely not giving the game to Hopkins. They're keeping them honest, making them earn it. 9 seconds to shoot for the Golden Hawks. Getting on the floor and fighting for it. Three seconds on the shot clock. And there you go, shot clock. They got the home shot clocker on that one. That's one of those things where you have people saying, okay, must be somebody from the hometown running that shot clock. Because it never moved. If I'm lying, I'm dying. We'll wind back the tape. A little short for 3 on the floor. This one will go to Pioneer Valley. Inside 2 minutes, third quarter. Abby Gardner, wearing number 12, in for Hopkins. She got out of that jam. Man-to-man defense, and she was about ready to dribble into double trouble, kicked it out, but unlucky in the corner. Again, at the end of the day, Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, they're not giving up. You know, I'm not saying they're already accepting that they're, 27 points down and they're not going to win this, but they're not playing like they're not going to win this. So I give them a lot of credit for continuing to aggressively execute their defense, do the best they can on offense. Final 67 ticks in the third.
And I'm not even sure that all 7 players have played this game. Looks like one of them might not even have gone in. So they must be tired out too. Kind of see them slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, the final 8 minutes of this one are going to be interesting. When you dressed 7, but you can only sub 1. Because you are right, Erica, they have one player who hasn't come on the floor, and by the look of the way she's dressed, she's probably not going to. A new shot clock with 40 seconds. Nice inside drop for Katie Sullivan. She's got nice motion, very fluid. She's comfortable. She's put in her time. Off the glass, hard. Blocked away. Porter, no. Steps for Jeffson. No. A Hopkins foul called on number 21, Lauren Soraki. That's her first. Second on the team. Somewhere I missed a foul for Hopkins somewhere in the second half. I'll try to get a pickup on that. She's going to come across the midline, kick it out, and with 4 seconds left, they're going to get that one last shot off the inside feed. Unlucky, but a nice try. You can tell how that was drawn out. Just the kick out and the refeed, yeah. They had that lined up.
Oh, yeah.
They just couldn't complete it, but it was well executed. 24 minutes complete as we prepare to go into the fourth quarter. 88, what am I looking at? 44-15, the Hopkins Golden Hawks. Yeah, having to go through the whole game playing just 6. That's tough. That's tough. Definitely would like to see that second wave come out again for Hopkins, though, because you got to think, running against PVCA, for as tired as they are, I think it gives you a sense of the work you may still have to do if you put your second wave out running against a tired round of 5. You should be able to do something. I'd put them back up to the challenge. But it looks like pretty much the starting 5. 3 out of 5. 2 out of 5. Cristoforo, Gardner, Saraki joining the Sullivan twins as we start the final 8 minutes.
Be interesting to know whether Pioneer Valley is a young team or if they have any seniors.
Inside attempt, Saraki, jump ball, way to fight for it.
Nice job by Brianna Porter, a little 2-footer.
She's smiling. Encouragement from the coach. At this point, any basket for them is winning a small battle. Inside feed, back outside, Sullivan to Sullivan. Turn, Saraki off the far side. Tipped away and advanced. Saraki, double defenders. She pulls it out. Jump ball, no. Oh, no. Okay, fine. No comment. Eagles coach, I heard him saying jump ball. Your thoughts?
I have to go with you. It didn't.
I mean, for what they've been calling jump ball throughout, that didn't seem any different.
Right.
So we'll put it that way.
Right.
I think they'd already kind of set the template that that's what a jump ball looked like, and then all of a sudden that became holding. Ooh, ow, that hurts.
Gotta call those picks, otherwise someone's
gotta
gonna
call
get
those
hurt.
Picks. Oh my God. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, let's take Porter, for example. I'm going to say maybe she's a 150-something pound girl. But when you're coming at her, if you're 120, 130 pounds, and she's just standing there bracing for you, yeah, you get a little shiver. That'll go down as a block for Mackenzie Sullivan. Gets it off the side of the glass. Comes up, feeds low. Into triple defense, that's kind of a tough pass. Timeout called, Pioneer Valley Christian Academy. Leah Picard and Allie Stevens about to check in for Hopkins Academy. I mean, if PVCA even had 2 more subs at their disposal, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just in a really tough spot. And I feel bad if they have seniors. This is a way to go out that's not so fun.
Yeah.
And for these players, it's probably their last game as basketball players ever, so makes me sad.
So Pioneer Valley Christian Academy, they come out of their huddle. They're smiling. You know, at the end of the day, for whatever's happening, I'm sure the concept is just to go out and have fun.
Yeah, and they made it to tournament, which is a success.
Nice stop, arc off the front of the iron. The rebound far to the other side, but they're fighting for it. Oh, nice back screen. it's like Porter couldn't get the ball. She kind of screened off the man so that they couldn't touch it. Her opponent couldn't get it either. Ooh. Turn, off glass, gets the roll. Porter to Jeffson for 2.
About 10 seconds. It's interesting. I was complimenting them earlier on how well they were passing the ball. This young team, this second string.
Sure.
Now I'm wondering if they're just too scared to shoot.
You know, and there's the interesting thing, because you've seen that. You know, where it's open. You know, just I can't. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. I don't even have a comeback for that. Because there are those moments where part of maturity is knowing, A, when you got the open look, and B, it's not a problem if you miss just taking a good shot, you know? If you get a good shot, you got to take it. 15 seconds on the shot clock again, stepping through. Nice shot right there for Lauren Zaracki.
Yeah, if I were Coach Zagalo, that's what I would be telling the girls, is to take those shots at this point.
Nice penetration there. Hopkins may have got away with a little touch foul. You know, she doesn't have a problem with it. Natalie Brader, that is, for PVCA. I don't have a problem with it. As she aggressively stuck her hand in there to break up that. Go. Uh-oh.
Nice
Couldn't stop
steal
in
by
time.
Natalie Rader, but she could not make the basket.
Uh-oh. They're on the floor. Jump ball, which I think this time goes to PVCA. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually enjoying this, watching the second string just you know, try to find it. Very interesting. No, you know, come on. I don't get it. And Hopkins will get called for that foul. It'll go on Abby Gardner. That's her first. Team's third. Zigga, zigga, zigga. Something for the visiting fans to cheer about. Emily Jeffson for 3. I mean, I guess against the right team, the 3-2 defense that PVCA is putting up works. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't work against the first string, but it's working against the reserves.
It's true.
Ooh, take that shot. Had that split second look. (46-22), 3:38. Substitution for the Golden Hawks, number 11, Allison Cole-Safran. Pioneer Valley Christian Academy calls timeout. So let's go back, because this is when I come to you for those comparisons about what it was like. Looking at Hopkins this year, they did at some point play Lennox in the regular season, and they beat them. I know back in the day, whether it was in the playoffs or in the regular season, Lee and Lennox coming down from the Berkshires was always one of those teams that you just never look forward to having to face.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that the rival for Hopkins Academy in what was then Division III, Hopkins now considered a Division IV school, but to think back then, as a Division III opponent, Hopkins Academy, Hampshire Regional, Frontier, up in South Deerfield, just never looked forward to those matchups. Those were the true tests. Oh, and of course your Cross River rivalry in Smith Academy.
I think if I were the Pioneer Valley coach, I would be trying to get the ball to a number 20, Brianna Porter. And if you look at the size of this Hopkins team right now, they are pretty small. So if she can get it inside and just keep it up high, she can easily have some layups.
Yes, I don't disagree. Have some layups, draw some fouls, make some points. I would say right now for Hopkins Academy, the best matchup is Abby Gardner, number 12. That one hung around and rolled in. Again, the 3-2 defensive zone. Oh, maybe right there, shoot that ball. Yeah, see, she's giving her cushion in the corner. I can't tell from looking at this string who the shooter is. You know what I mean? No one's established themselves.
No one's even looking at the basket.
And since Lauren Zaracki, number 21, sat down, yeah, with 2 minutes and 51 seconds, I want to see which of these 5 girls establishes themselves as being the shooter. Man-to-man still defensively for Hopkins. They've gone man defense throughout the whole game. There goes the moving pick. Yeah, you got to make that call. She was far from established. Blue 20, yeah. And I saw it coming, but she wasn't planted. Substitution into the game for Hopkins. Mackenzie Sullivan returns.
As well as Kate Sullivan.
And this is also good because you want to get the youngsters a chance to play. So I understand this substitution as well.
That bounce pass had a little too much bounce on it.
Yeah, not enough zip. I don't disagree with you there. Had some hang time, even for a bounce pass. Got to zip it in there. Final 2 minutes of regulation. MassLive.com probably your best source to keeping up on the bracket racket as we come through the high school playoffs. I would suggest that to be your source to find out who the next opponent will be for the Lady Golden Hawks, because win or lose tonight, this will be their last home game of the season. Everything else, I believe, starts to move to district and regional locations. But at least you got a chance to look at them. Media One Television's coverage, you'll find postings for this via our Facebook page, YouTube, as well as the Hadley Public Television Access. They'll air this game a few times as well before it gets shelved, as we say in movie talk. Nice block right there. Mackenzie Sullivan. Nice pass and blocked from behind by Porter.
I was cheering for number 11.
Baby, she was looking like her eyes got wide. She could see that basket. And then at the last minute, it was just taken away. But she did. She saw it, Erica. She was home free. Mackenzie Sullivan making it look easy. Oh, look at that. Penetration. Rattles home for Natalie Rader.
Hadley, where was that earlier in the game?
Sideline out of bounds, I presume. Substitutions for Hopkins, Aaron Tudrin and Allie Stevens return. Leah Picard back on the floor. Sammy Jenks. And number 11, Allison Cole Saffron.
As we wrap up this game, I have to say I'm excited for Thursday to see the boys play in tournament. They've done really well this season.
They are one of the odds favorites amidst all the divisions. Putnam in Division 1, Longmeadow in Division 2, definitely Hopkins in Division 4, and Division 3 for the moment escapes me. But that being said, we will be back here to keep you up on what's happening with the Golden Hawks right here on the hardwood. We return here in just a couple of days to the gymnasium that Erica scored more than 1,000 points.
Woo!
Want to thank all of you for watching. For Sienna J. Harris taking care of video operations, Erica Hunter sitting second chair, I'm Scott Harris for Media One Television. Until the next time.